Alright, we back, man. After several interruptions and shit. Part two. Um, Feminine role. Feminine, you in regards to yourself, directly, consciously. We got the Six of Swords. This is my clueless card. You know, in the movie Clueless, everybody was clueless. The students were clueless. The parents were clueless. The teachers was clueless. But at the end of the movie, everything made sense. Everybody was paired with who they need to be paired with. Thus, were perfect matches, and it was like everything seemed to work out at the end, and it all worked out. So, Six of Swords is going with the flow. When shit click, click with it. Things don't click, let it go. You know, this is you on an escalator, so why you walking up it? Just enjoy the ride. It's like you on a bike, you going downhill. You don't have to exert any more energy. Just take a chill pill. This is like a break from work. It ain't over, but you could take this break, make the most of it. You know, it's like you couldn't find no job leads, you couldn't find no house leads, no apartment leads, no car leads, and all of a sudden it's like these motherfuckers start pouring in. You know what I mean? You ain't even got enough like space to fit these new opportunities and things that's entering your life. You know what I mean? This is shit going smooth, things clicking. So as far as yourself, it's a particular flow that you need and or are looking for. It's a particular flow that you need and or are looking for. So what I mean by that is this. Pick another card to put more smoke on it. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is two people coming together like butt cheeks. Ten of Pentacles is a manifestation. Two people building a life together. Two people going into business together. Two people going half on a baby. You know, this Ten of Pentacles can literally represent a manifestation. It's like when my father got out of prison, right? He was in there since 1979. It's the man I get my name from. He was in there since like 1979, 78 maybe. He got out 2012. Matter of fact, my father got out a month before, no, a month after I met my twin flame. So my twin flame like June 2012. My pops came out July 2012. You know, my 25th birthday. And that was the best birthday present I could have got at the time. You know, because I've been knowing him my whole life, but I've been going to prison to go see him. And then in my later years in life, like once I turned like 18, I only got to see him through a glass. You know, he was at a Supermax and shit. And year 25. Birthday, he just happened to have a hearing. You know what I'm saying? I happened to attend that hearing, and booyah. It was like, I'm going my whole life to try to get my dad out. He finally got out. It was almost like the gates of the prisons was finally lifted. It was kind of trippy when I told him he was getting out and he didn't believe me. And he had like this look on his face as if he didn't even want to get out. I mean, 33 years in, that's pretty much all you know. He came in as a boy and he leaving out as a senior citizen, damn. It's mental. It's flow. But, you know, it's like it finally happened. You know, you send good vibes, it helps and aids with the manifestation. Good vibes ain't gonna manifest nothing. You ain't finna go from your head to a manifestation. It ain't never worked like that. What you thinking or the mental direction or decisions you making, it's gotta be aligned with your feelings and emotions. Swords, cups, gotta be aligned. How do you feel about the decision you're going, the direction you're going, the way things are moving? Okay, it ain't just feeling. You know, you gotta do something. Wands. Get out here, make some moves to manifest. How do pentacles even get manifested? Through wands. Feminine. It's gonna be a long time coming for a particular manifestation you've been waiting for, and it's gonna manifest. But like I say, attaining things is easy. Maintaining them is a full-time job. Also, this is what you wanted. But are you sure this is what you want? See, during this whole little waiting period, divine timing period, you could have been figured out if you really wanted it or not. It's whatever you wanted is coming. And you're going to get what you asked for. Fucked up too, because the next card, you subconsciously, indirectly, in regards to yourself, we still in the feminine world. We got the devil card. Devil card shows up as addictions, overindulgence, doing things in excess, regressing, going backwards, being codependent on a person, or a person being codependent on you, whether you realize it or not, you being attached to a person, or a person being attached to you, whether you realize it or not. You know, this is a bad contract. This is the flip side of the deal. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the back end. You got what you wanted. But now it's like, I don't know if I really want it. It's like fame, success. When you're struggling to get fame and success, you think that's all you want until you get it. And as you see with these people in the industry, sometimes you can't get out. Sometimes fame and the successes could be the worst thing. You don't know until you live it, because you gotta live off experience. So how do you learn? By doing. And until you do it or it's done, you ain't gonna learn. You gotta see it for yourself. So feminine. Devil card. You're about to get something you want. And then you're gonna see the true nature of what this is. You're gonna get the blowback from what it was. So watch how you get things, especially in this world, because shit can get a little tricky. This could be best thing that could ever happen to you, but it essentially regresses you. Once again, it's like a person hitting a lottery. They were an honest, hardworking person prior to becoming a millionaire. And since they got this money, it's like your life goes downhill. You lose everything. You're in a worse state with millions than you was when you didn't have them. Contract. Beware of bad contracts. Whether you sign for a car, whether you sign for an apartment, whether you just read the fine print. You got sickos out here, man. You know, it's the reason why fine print is. This reason why shit is wrote in fine print. It's to make it hard for you to see it. Imagine that you signed the contract, and motherfuckers give you a magnifying glass, and you see fine print. I didn't see that. What the? You gotta read the fine print, and it's like you get got. So, and it's all you too, boo boo. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody but you. This is something you want. Not wishing negativity on some positive shit that just happened in your life. I'm just saying, all things ain't worth it. All money ain't good money. You know, all networks ain't good networks. All plugs ain't good plugs. All people ain't good people. Just be careful with your divine ass being in a world full of karmics doing business. It's hella trappings out here. Moving on. As far as the masculine energy, feminine, you got the Ace of Cups. This is self-love, self-care, self-respect, self-admiration, self-realization, self-identification. Okay? It's in the masculine role, and this is directly and consciously. When it comes to the masculine energy, feminine, focus on yourself. It'll help with understanding your divine masculine. You know what I mean? Know how you move first before you get to criticizing how somebody else moves. Know who you are first. You know what I'm saying? Before you start calling people your twin. You feel me? Realize who you are, what your path is, and what you about. Before you call yourself trying to figure out what somebody else is about. You know what I'm saying? Like, love yourself. Just in case your twin don't love himself. Or just in case it seems like that. Understand who you are so you can understand a person like yourself. Even though everybody got you fucked up. Because they don't understand you. They can't. But at least you got that down pat. Respect yourself. In case you're around a motherfucker that don't do that. And you don't get the stigma or the karma from that. You know. Everything starts with self. Know your flaws, and that's one thing my twin flame has done. Shit he used to say years like when I first met him. It's like, yeah, you pointing at my flaws, but it's four fingers pointing back at you though, nigga. So before you point out anybody else's flaws, nigga, look at the flaws you got going on. And I'm like, facts, you right. You know, who am I to call up the kettle black? You know, self care. You know, gotta take care of yourself. Rule number one is twin flame shit. It's optional, feminine, so take care of yourself. Rule number two, this twin flame situation is built to make you the best person you can be before anything else. Take advantage of that. This twin flame situation is also built to make your masculine the best person that he can be. So you need to really love yourself. You really need to respect yourself. You really need to hold yourself down just in case you turn your masculine into a whole new creature and you take his new ass somewhere else. You didn't warm the oven up for another person to use the oven. He's the oven. You just set up you just connected the oven. Like, hey, I just moved my new crib. I need to turn the gas on. Feminine, you do the gas supplier. You don't just turn on your feminine, on your masculine gas. You don't just connect him. You connect others. Masculine don't just heat you up. He heat up other people. The difference between other people and you is there's only one of you. There's many of them in the world. It's only one of you. Everybody else on the same shit except for you. Your influence on your masculine is far more profound than anybody else's influence on it. And vice versa. That's some shit that cannot be taken away, downplayed, or played off. And the main reason why you need to take care of yourself feminine, consciously, directly, is for the lonely days. Five of Cups, that's loneliness. That's being in a class by yourself. That's the Akon Mr. Lonely card. That's Kanye West Love Lockdown. That's Mario Wayne's and I Don't Want to Know video, crying in the club with his clothes on, looking at pictures. You gotta love yourself because there's gonna be times where you're gonna be by yourself. And it's a whole generation, it's a whole population of people who don't know how to be by themselves. Think about that. This motherfuckers has been in love since high school. That's all I know. Not knocking that. That's fucking beautiful. But truth of the matter is, the average person don't know how to be by themselves. The average person can't be by themselves. Meaning, instead of being by yourself, you'll have a fake friend around you. Instead of being by yourself, you'll be in a shitty ass relationship. Instead of going at it alone or trying or struggling dolo, you'll become accustomed to being codependent or another person being codependent on you. It's hard walking the road, walking the path, living your life, creating and manifesting your shit alone. But real divines do that all day, every day. Even in a relationship, it's still just you. I'm a nurse, I see it all the time. These couples get old in their 80s. It's like, I love you, you love me, but it's like, I chose to take better care of myself, to stop eating crap, to diet, to exercise, to dress warmer. I did little precautions to preserve myself, to be here just a little bit longer. You wasn't doing this. Now we're at a position where I gotta do me. Feel me? It's like 80, 90-year-old. These wives are still married, out here living their life like it's golden. Their husbands are in nursing homes. Not that they can't take care of their husbands. They physically can't. They mentally can't. They emotionally can't anymore. You see how white the president's hair gets when they get in office? You see them in the first term, they're like brown hair, black hair, red hair. I mean, they leave presidency, they all become white. That's stress. That's mental stress. That's a toll. You can't. That's a price. It's a price to everything. You know what I mean? Wisdom, knowledge can really whiten your hair. You did. Now, in these relationships, I'm sure an older woman body is beat down, pushing her husband everywhere, taking him in and out the toilet. Like her body ain't built for that at this point in life. I'm making a point with it. And I'll be there when they be making these tough ass decisions sometimes. Feminine, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what's best for you. It don't make sense for two people to be suffering. It makes sense for two people not to have a life around this motherfucker. You've given it your all. You've done everything you can do. Sometimes it gets to a time in a feminine life where she got to do her, even with somebody else. And that's what you're doing to prepare you for the inevitable. Alone. We die alone. I'm a twin, so I was born with another person. Fortunately, but I will die by myself. We all ain't no bunk bills, ain't no bunk beds in the graveyard, cause you know what I'm saying. Like we all take that trip alone. Enlightenment is a solo mission. You ain't never heard of two people getting enlightened at the same fucking time. Your relationship with God, that shit's personal. That's what you and God got going on. What you and God got going on, don't nobody else got going on with God like you and God got. Like what y'all got is different. My twin flame situation is different from the twin flame situation you might have. We all got different scenarios. We all got our own heart, our own brain, our own life. We only get one life. We only get one mind. We only get one heart. We only get one shot at this shit. Singularity. Feminine all will come down to a singularity, and it's like you've always been by yourself. But that ain't nothing you ain't gonna realize until you actually isolate. Actually by yourself. Like, in the end of the day, at the end of the day, you all you got. Given me and my twin flame situation, only motherfucker I really got is me. Only person my twin got is himself, but he's got me too. You know, as long as I'm alive, he's good. You know, of course, I'm a little longer than him. You know, I mean, we are 30 years apart. That's some shit that fucks with my masculine a lot. Him getting up in age, it's just I'm gonna live a lot less than you. You know what I'm saying? And but he'll never be alone. You feel me? I'm the younger one. You know what I'm saying? And it's like one day my twin ain't gonna be here. One day I'm gonna really be here. Unless two twins die at the same time, one of you are gonna be gone eventually. Not soon, Lord willing, but eventually it's gonna be a singularity. That's part of taking care of yourself too. A for accepting shit now for later. I see people taking care of their family. Their family is dying, and there's just a lot on them. You know, acceptance, man. It hurts when you accept the inevitable, when you accept the reality of situations, but divines accept it and move amicably. Karmics hold on. Karmics make excuses. Karmics drag shit out. Karmics want cookies for pity parties. Karmics want, you know, karmics move different. Alright. Now's the time to accept things you cannot change. You can't have children. You know this. Now it's time to accept it. It ain't the end of the fucking world. But it's time to get real. You're homosexual. That straight life is just, that's just done. It's like, let's keep it real. It's time to really just accept who you are. That'd be the best thing you can do to take care of yourself. Because you gotta ensure your future. I'm telling you, ain't no bunk beds in the ground. You gotta get your shit together. Because in reality, you all you got. Future final roll, wrapping this up. Feminine, you going to the future? With a Two of Cups situation. This is a ship. A relationship. Friendship. Kinship. I like how that sounds. You go into the future with a relationship, partnership, or kinship. You know, the ship is what you and your divine masculine got going on. But remember, you got an Ace of Cups. You gotta take care of you first. You know, love yourself so you can give unconditional, true love to your divine masculine. Take care of yourself so you can let your masculine know to do the same. Or maybe your masculine taking good care of himself, and that's some shit you need to pick up from him. It could be a she could be a he. You know how we rock it. Even though y'all in a relationship, you're still your own person. Even though you're in a relationship, you're still your own person. Even though you're in a partnership, you're still your own fucking person. Even though you're the daughter or the son of whatever, you're still your own fucking person. You have feelings too. It's a two-way street. It ain't about what you want. It's what y'all want. What you want might be different from what they want. You're gonna have to find a common denominator. What you want probably ain't what they want. You have to find a common denominator. Like it takes two. It's a two-way street. You give, they take, they give. You keep it 100, they can accept it and keep it 100 with you, and you can accept it. You love them, they love you. You respect them, they respect you. That's what a successful ship is. It's a two-way street. Final card in this message, subconsciously and directly. Feminine, you got the Seven of Cups. This is the step after the sauce card. Masculine had the sauce card in his message. This is the step after it. This is differentiating yourself from everybody else. The Pimp Cup Chronicles, as I like to say. You know, Six of Cups is being all that. This is being all that in a bag of chips. Six of Cups is being human. We're all human. We all loved by God. We all got a fair shake at life. We are all the same until you differentiate yourself from everybody else. And it's everybody's job to differentiate themselves from everybody else. Otherwise, we will all be clones. So the difference between a clone and a real person is a real person chose two Ace of Cups. Take care of themselves. Respect themselves. Love themselves. Realize who they are. So it's self-love, self-care, self-respect, self-identification, self-realization, self-identification. That's the difference between a regular-ass person and a person with more depth, a person more divine. And feminine, you are more divine. So that's the message I got. I hope I can be of good use. It should win. I'll let y'all later. Deuces.